Well, Dan Lanning will be leaving the Georgia Bulldogs to be the head coach at of the Oregon Ducks. We'll see Dan immediately next year as he comes back to Atlanta to take on the Dogs in the season opener. That will be a lot of fun. And so Dan Lanning tonight, a confirmation from Kirby Smart. Here's what Kirby had to say. We are so happy for Dan and his family. They have been an important part of our Bulldog family for the last 4 years, and we thank them for all they did for Georgia football and the Athens community. Opportunities like this, talking about the Oregon job, are a testament to a successful program. While he will coach with us for the upcoming college football playoff, we will move forward with Glenn Schumann and Will Muschamp as co-defensive coordinators. Dan Lanning and I are both looking forward to preparing for the college football playoff. I am not aware, and I'm looking this up as I do it. I am not aware that Oregon has actually confirmed that this is what's happening, but it is, and that's the interesting thing. There is that yeah, they have not. So Oregon was trying to keep this to themselves at least for a little bit longer. But I get it if you're Kirby. It's like, hey, listen, we're moving forward. It's what it is. Uh, and right now, there's a lot of questions. So Kirby's going to control what he can control, which is you've got right this second as I'm recording this, there are a lot of important recruits on campus right now. And they're reporting started Friday with Chip. Okay, so Chip with very good reporting got this right. I mean, there was a lot of people who were saying that was an inaccurate report. Well, I mean, it was not apparently, and we will see if this is announced formally on Monday. It might be announced formally on Sunday. But here's the timeline, okay? Which is that right now there are a slew of recruits at Georgia. Georgia's trying to nail down the number one class in the country. Uh, there's got to be questions left and right. We've reached out to recruits. The there's one which I'm not going to talk about that didn't say firmly that they were going to Georgia, but I don't. They didn't say they weren't either, and just said that Dan Lanning was an excellent recruiter. So we'll see what the future holds for this recruiting class. But generally speaking, you want to take away any confusion that there is right now on two levels. Number one, um, moving forward in the program, what that means for the college football playoff. And then number two, recruiting. You are, let's see, 4 days from signing day. So Dan needs to get to Eugene. He may be in Eugene right now. I'm not sure. But he needs to be out there like now. And he needs to be, frankly, having an event at Oregon. But we're so, this early signing day has got to be dealt with. We cannot continue with this. It's too close to Christmas, although they've made it a little bit earlier. It's too reckless. I mean, this doesn't make sense. And the NCAA, which is the schools, they've got to get together and change this. It's not working properly. So I don't know what the answer is. But moving forward now, if you're Georgia, you've got the Orange Bowl. This is the Orange Bowl schedule right here. Okay. And what you're going to want to do is hone in on the Orange Bowl. My understanding, and I'm not reporting this, my understanding is that the first practice is going to be on the 18th. Okay. That's a week from today. Now, I could be wrong by a day or two there, but you still have finals at Georgia for a little bit longer. But my understanding is that they will start practice for the college football playoff on the 18th. And you say, well, why is Dan Lanning sticking around? He can't do anything at Oregon between the 15th, I think it is, and the 10th, which is the national championship game. So there's you know there's nothing really to do in Oregon besides move stuff in, start getting a staff. These are things that you can do while you're still preparing at Georgia. But Dan Lanning has had a hell of a week, y'all. I mean, I don't know how serious the Oklahoma thing was, but to have his name bantied about there, I am not at all surprised that this happened. Specifically to Oregon, am I surprised? Maybe a touch, but not a ton. Dan is going to be one of the. I think he's going to be the youngest head coach in major college football. But the big thing you're getting there is obviously if you're an Oregon fan, you're getting a very energetic recruiter and a person who has proven in a short amount of time that he can win with elite talent, and has had one of the best defenses in the last, well, in modern college football this century, certainly. So let's just see what happens for the Dogs. You get the ability. There's a couple of things that happen here. Number one, Glenn Schumann and Will Muschamp get to move straight in as the defensive coordinators. You've got Will, it looks like on the back end with the DBs, and Schumann, obviously, with his linebackers. You're going to have to hire a defensive coach for the Dogs. We'll see what happens there. Glenn Schumann's time is coming for sure, and there's him and Dan Lanning. I mean, I have seen they're close. So I don't think that Glenn Schumann's leaving. Kirby indicates the statement there is that he is not leaving. He is now the co-defensive coordinator, uh, and we'll just see how that progresses. As it relates to Will, Will Muschamp is a proven defensive coordinator, a winner on that level for a long time. What he did at Texas with the national championship game appearance there, um, he's got a lot of people who really believe in his ability as a defensive coordinator, obviously Kirby as well. So this gives Glenn Schumann an opportunity to raise his name. This is the fourth coach currently in college football, in major college football, who has coached with Kirby Smart and gone on to get a Power Five job. Okay, um, that would be in order of departure: Mel Tucker, who had a wonderful year at Michigan State; Sam Pittman, who had a wonderful year at Arkansas; Shane Beamer, who had a very good year at South Carolina, I would say, beating the Gators in Auburn, and now with Dan Lanning. So you've got four different guys, two of whom were not coordinators, in Shane Beamer as well as Sam Pittman, who've gone on to be head coaches, two in the league, and then obviously one in the Big Ten and one in the Pac-12. So what Kirby said in his statement is completely correct. Now I've lost the statement, but he just basically said, "Hey, listen, this is what happens when you have a good program." Here's his complete quote: "Opportunities like this are a testament to a successful program." Yeah, no question. Who's next? I mean, Dell McGee at some stage should be getting an opportunity. If you have a I mean, Dell McGee is a very good candidate moving forward, and not just for some job. He should be looked at by athletic directors across the country. He has been successful for a long time. He's very good, and we'll just see as time moves on what happens with everyone on this staff. I mean, now you have the ability for you to get back to having Muschamp um, as a defensive coordinator. Scott Cochran can start moving back into being special teams coordinator. There's been a lot of movement this season for this Georgia coaching staff because of Scott Cochran's departure. But Will Muschamp coming on staff about a year ago as an analyst, and then being bumped up to on field. It's going to be, I don't want to say it's a seamless transition, because it won't be, but it is a transition that you're losing a very good recruiter and someone who's connected to these young people in a way for a long time. But they are no strangers to Glenn Schumann, who's been here from the beginning with Kirby, just like Dell McGee, as well as Will Muschamp, who's been around now for a full season. It looks like Will, obviously with his son Jackson, are going to be in Athens for at least some period of time. So we'll just see how it goes. This has been a collectively interesting 7 full days here. 7 days ago we were in the midst of the SEC championship game. I am not surprised at all that Dan Lanning is moving on. We'll see if it's a fit. I think, to me, it is a good fit, because you've got a younger person going to Oregon. He could be there for a while, and it's one of the few places out west where you can have very serious success. The other thing on the media side of things, I will say, is a lot of times we can be used as leverage. And I know a lot of people were really killing Chip, and okay, all right. But the thing about it is, it's turning out that that report is true. Even if the report were not accurate, you don't want that to be the case. Okay, you do not. But there are a lot of times in this circumstance where agents are telling people one thing and purposely leaking it out to get leverage on the schools or to get leverage for their client. This is a no-win situation if you're a reporter. I mean, I'm just sorry, it's just not a great situation. So we've seen now that this report is accurate unless Kirby Smart's wrong all of a sudden, and I'm not surprised by this. I am really happy for Dan Lanning and his family. You need to read about the stuff that he went through with his wife and her illness. It is a great story, and I'm wishing him nothing but success. Georgia will take on Oregon to start the season. That's going to be an interesting game, a very challenging game for the Ducks now with a brand new head coach. But Georgia and Oregon will tee it up between the bins, and we'll just see how that goes when it gets played out. Make sure you are on Dawg Post right now. Is a great chance to take advantage of $2 for 2 months. We'll see you over on the website.